The Scatter Signal is a brand new rapid-fire frame fusion rifle that just came to the game with Season of the Wish. I was pretty excited to test this out, as rapid-fire frame fusions are something that I like quite a bit when it comes to PvP. And I looked at the perks on this thing, and I think it has some potential. It is craftable, as it is a seasoned weapon, so that's something to keep in mind as well. You can see here the roll I'm going to be using today is going to be Liquid Coils, Full Bore, Surplus, and Attrition Orbs. Now, I did also try out this roll down here for the first few matches with Slice on it. I thought this perk would be something that we could get an eye on, and maybe it would do something good in PvP, but unfortunately, I don't think it really adds much to the table with this fusion. Now, that being said, it is still a very solid fusion, and I want to start breaking it down. But to do that, I'd like to go to d2foundry.com. So here we are on D2 Foundry, and I want to start off with the roll that I was just showing you and what I'm using in most of the gameplay today. Now you can see here we have 38 range on this thing, 60 impact, very nice stuff. Surplus is active different times and will give us different boosts, as you can see on the left side, depending on how many tiers of it we have active. Obviously when it can be fully active, that's very nice, but let's say most of the time you're at 2, right? That's around 50 stability, which is pretty darn solid. But most of the time, even if you're at 1, you're gonna be at 40 stability. So either way, Surplus is a darn good perk in this column. Now you can see down here with this roll, I was getting around 12.27 hip fire range and 15, we'll just round it off to 16 meters of range on an ADS with this gun. And that felt fine, but I do want to jack that up a little bit more on the full product. So let me show you what I think is going to be the actual god roll on this thing when you can get it crafted. So here is what I was looking at. In this first column, we have a lot of different choices, and I eventually settled on Hammerforge rifling. I had full bore on the one that I was using today, and while that's nice, you can see down here on the range as they change. That's going to take it all the way up to basically 17 meters flat on ADS, which I think is nice, but I'm willing to go down to 16.73 meters. It's not that much of a drop off, a quarter of a meter is fine for me, so I can keep a little bit of extra stability. Otherwise than that, you could go for small bore to get some of each, but I just went for the Hammerforge because I'm fine with the stability where it's at. Now over here in the coils, I know there's a lot that people like. People do enjoy particle repeater. Maybe you want that more on controller. I will say to keep in mind I am on M and K. Over here we have something like liquid coils, which I had on the roll today, and it feels nice, but I'm not sure how much it really brings to the table in PvP. For the most part, I don't really use fusion rifles except for these rapid fire frames because I really do enjoy them. Now up here we have ionized battery, not what you're going to go for most of the time. Enhanced battery, again, that's going to be a no. And accelerated coils, probably going to say no to that one as well, but if you do want a faster charge time, I guess you could go for that. But overall, I was going for projection fuse on my god roll. When I do craft it, this is what I'm going to put in this column just to give that extra boost of range. In this column, we have some good choices. Specifically for things like PvE, you could go for something like Overflow or Enlightened Action, but for the most part, what you're going to want to go for in PvP are 2 perks in this column. Number 1, Perpetual Motion. I'm going to show you the stats when you have this thing procced up to 1, and then let's go to 2. So that's 56. Remember we said earlier, if you had all the way with your surplus, you'd only get to 61 stability. Just with Perpetual Motion walking around times 2, you are at 56, which is very, very solid. 56 stability and 53 range is very nice. Otherwise, in this column, like I said before, surplus is very good, so you can go for that as well. The only other thing that I would really mention in this column is going to be Encore. Final blows grant a stacking stability, range, and accuracy bonus to this weapon, so that can be nice if you want to go for multi-kills, but overall you want a perk that's going to be consistent and help you all of the time, and that's going to be Perpetual Motion. In this last column here, we have some interesting perks. There's a new one called Deconstruct, which you could use to slap a Titan barricade, I feel like, but for the most part, I think you're going to like this as something like an auto rifle, In this column, the one that really catches my eyes, which obviously, should be no surprise, is Kickstart. Kickstart is very, very good on fusion rifles, especially enabling something like a rapid fire frame to get extra damage and a faster charge rate during a slide after you sprint for a short duration. So as you can see down here, all you need to do is sprint for 1.5 seconds, which is a very easy thing to do unless you don't have legs on the bottom of your body. But if you do, you can do a slide afterwards. That's going to give you 15% increased damage and 20% decreased charge time for a few seconds, probably like only 2 seconds. Obviously it doesn't have the exact numbers there, but I'm assuming it's a very short time, but it's going to be the amount of time that you can obviously charge up something like this easily and smack an opponent. So Kickstart is going to be where you want to go. Keep in mind, all of these mods can be the enhanced versions, which will give you even bigger boost when you actually do have it fully crafted. Down here, to finish it off, I will say Range Masterwork, we'll just mention that really quickly. Anything else in this column, you could do some fun with Hatchling. I just think it's a very fun perk. From what I noticed, Attrition Orbs doesn't proc in PvP. I could be mistaken about that. Obviously, it's day 1 of this season, and I need to do some more experimenting to really figure stuff like that out. But on a rapid fire frame fusion, I don't think Attrition Orbs procs just from killing somebody, but I could be incorrect. just saying from what I've noticed, I didn't see any orbs falling out when I was using the fusion with this perk on it. Controlled Burst you could use, but overall I'm going to say don't go for that. It's not going to be something you're going to get too often. And then Adagio, obviously you could actually do some fun stuff with this. If you can defeat a target, then it's going to go crazy and do crazy range and damage and stuff. Like, that's very nice. If you want to screw around with this, you definitely could. And then Under Over, I would just say don't mess your time with that because you don't need it. Now, last but not least, I do want to talk about Dragon's Vengeance, the origin trait. When an ally dies or you reach critical health, this weapon's magazine refills, and it gains bonus range, charge rate, and handling. This perk, I didn't know how good it was going to be at first, but after using it throughout the day, it's really good actually. Mostly because your teammates, if they die anywhere within like 20 to 30 meters of you, and I know that sounds like I'm exaggerating, but I swear I'm not. When I was using it in 6s especially, I noticed it was always proccing, but even in 3s, I was noticing I was getting this to proc all the time, like to crazy extents where I was like, my teammate just died like way over there, halfway across the map. Did my gun reload because of that? Yeah, I think it was. Obviously, again, I need to do some testing on this. I'm sure other people will do testing on this and figure out exactly how it works, but I think the range is pretty crazy. There's some really good stuff about this origin trait that I like quite a bit. Of course, bumping up the range anymore too is going to increase our actual damage fall off, so that's something nice we need to keep in mind as well. Overall, when I do craft this gun, the god roll that I'm going to go for is Hammer Forge Rifling, Projection Fuse, Perpetual Motion Enhanced, of course, and Kickstart Enhanced. So if that's what you're looking for, oh, and a Range Masterworks, so keep that in your mind. So that is what I'm looking for when I do craft this thing. I hope you guys do enjoy today's gameplay. If you do at any point, you know, leave me a like or subscribe, as I will have a bunch of new videos coming out this next few days. And of course, in the first Trials weekend, I'm going to go balls to the wall on that to bring you as much content as possible. So if you want to see all that, make sure you are subscribed. But all that being said, I think we're about ready to go ahead and get into this gameplay. So without further ado, let's go ahead and blink on into it. There we go. Alright. I'm just going to blink over to my teammate. I really have no reason to do anything except go try to help him. Push this guy back really quick, which is going to let me go ahead and use this. There's a little melt on that. Is there a... I might be able to map this kid here. Yeah, there we go. He did drop some ammo down there. I'm going to go ahead and just grab it while I res this teammate. I'm going to blink over this guy's head and see if maybe I can just map his ass. There we go. Okay. So you can see in situations like that, it's actually feeling pretty good. I don't think it dropped any orbs from the attrition orbs thing. So I'm assuming that doesn't proc at all in PvP for these fusions, but I'm not sure. Let's do more testing with that. See if we can slap this kid really quick. Mac that kid really quick. Alright, see if we can get last like this. There's no reason not to go for this res. We'll reload the Hankin while we do. Looks like he's gonna crutch cap. So maybe I can go like this. Just sort of shake his screen a little bit. And then go ahead and hit him with 2. That's the thing, it's just not doing what I like from other rapid fires. Cartesian, of course, has under pressure, high impact reserves, and it feels so good. It even has a higher base range dot than this thing. I really, really want to try it, craft it with just great range on it. I think that's just what it needs to really feel good, because right now it just feels like meh, and I want it to be better. Looks like they're gonna play, yeah, in front of me to my right. Shoot, I don't want to hold down sights on this too much. That's what I was afraid of. This kid right here. There we go. Was able to smack him pretty good. I'm gonna take some nice shots with this. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this detonate out before I stop peeking. There we go. Take him out really quick. A little bit of messy shots, but we were able to do our jobs. That Hunter really went for an aggressive blink there, and unfortunately for him, it wasn't even a bad play. He just blinked a little bit too high above my head, so then he was just falling on me, and I was able to track him pretty well and take him out. We're just past Divider, so it should be fine. To clean up this match, hopefully with that. Let's 3-peek with our Rift really quick. There's somebody right on this wall, and they're behind us as well. I'm gonna go ahead and link up above this kid. Punch him really quick just to take him out. Slide to the side so I can get back to safety. Shouldn't have used my first blast on that guy. Since my teammate died, I'm just gonna secure this match really quick. Since my teammate died, you can see my gun did actually reload, which is pretty cool. And it's something I'm starting to notice a lot with this gun, and I like it quite a bit. It actually ties back to the origin trait here. When an ally dies or you reach critical health, this weapon's magazine refills, and it gains bonus range, charge rate, and handling. So it will charge even faster. On a rapid fire, of course, is very good. But on top of that, just it reloading happens a lot. And I was noticing in 6s especially, even if your teammate died like really, really far away, it was still proccing like all the time, and that felt really good to me. So that's something else to keep in mind, is that I think the origin trait is actually really super solid. Let us back. I'm just like, oh. Great. We'll go inside here. Looks like they're not... No, they are playing inside. Do I have teammates that want to help me? Or... I'll blink back in on this, maybe. Shit. He's throwing a tangle at me. Gotta reload really quick. Is bug crutching? Oh man, I thought that would map. Unfortunate. This game is so laggy. Oh, that's been another part. It's like, especially in trials, you know, I'm used to just the ridiculous lag. I thought this might be a little better, and I got my hopes up when I was reading like the patch notes and stuff. They were like, "Yeah, we even improved it so much better. It's so much better now. Don't worry, you won't have as much lag this season." And I was like, "Oh, that's cool." No, of course that's not true. It's terrible. It's been terrible all day. So I'm trying to use this fusion, and it's just sending shit a whole second later. So if I get a kill, it doesn't process till a whole second later, and it's just like impossible to do anything. See, look at that. Did you see how delayed that actual kill was? That was a little too far. I was gonna go ahead and reload here. Bro, thank you for the follow-up though. First of all, teammate, can I just say that? You got it again though, right? Good, good, good. I was like, you're with me. Hit your shot, bud. He's got it. Could have aimed down sights in that last shot, and I probably would have hit that kid. I'm just being very aggressive, trying to try this thing in different playstyles. Because the thing with rapid fire fusions is you kind of have to play them similar to how you do precision frame shotties, where you have pretty good range, but at the same time, it's about hitting, you know. I'm gonna go ahead and punch after I get the shot out here, which did work. Oh, I want to help the teammate. You good, buddy? Oh, that was a good scatter. Let's go ahead and take out the hand cannon here. Let's blink above this kid. There we go. That's the other thing. I kind of like using it like shotguns too. Hello, nice to meet you, donkey. Because you can go in and just fire a few of the bolts in them. Each bolt's going to do 30 damage. So if you really think about it, 3, 6, 9, 120 damage off the 4th bolt, right? And then you can just punch and clean it up really easily. So you can use them like that, and oftentimes I do. I'm going to set up a rift here because they should be pushing from the mid door, which we see that they are. I hit the guy a little bit, but teammate, do you think you got it? It's okay, I'll grab it. You did really good distraction. I'm going to blink one more time on this. Oh, punch did not lunge, but luckily, really good follow-up. We got a good map on that first kid. I should have had a better shot with my Igneous when he ran in, and then I would have been able to kill him a little quicker, but it still worked out. And you can see that range that I killed the first guy in towards the heavy is where I really think that these rapid fires shine. If I had to put a number on it, oh, that's okay, you're kind of in my way, but that's all right, it's all right. I don't know, maybe 6 meters, really? Oops. No reason to use anything besides my hand cannon there. The double tap on him. Somebody had a... Oh, I was going to say, this guy's over here. We'll flick over to him really quick. Didn't really need to. Oh, see, look, Dragon Vengeance left side of the screen. So I got to critical health. My fusion rifle just reloaded itself. And I really like it. It's really fun. Donkey and Wubbas. What was that his name? Wubbas? Something like that. They're going crazy. I appreciate it, getting actually good teammates. It's been a struggle today. And I was laughing when I was reading the part of the patch notes where it was like, yeah, we're redoing some of these skill bands and stuff. What was that? Was that Shadow, not a person? I think it might have been. Whoa. Okay, I'm gonna throw out a scatter nade here, and I'm gonna... Oh, you see this kid? Is he, see how fast... Wait, now. Alright. I wanna see if I can map with this thing, but look at... Oh, he stole my special, I can't show you, that's okay. When you try to map with it, from that long, it's like, it zooms up. I'm gonna get a crafted one. Can you calm down, Shax? I'm trying to do a bit of an outro here, so let's get this guy's was cracked. Probably top leaderboards, he was going great. Oh, well, you know, he's right there. He definitely helped me out a ton. Like, shout out to Donkey. Bro's fucking goated with the sauce. But I definitely like this gun, you know? It feels good. It doesn't feel as good as something like my Cartesian, and we can compare them. 30 range, 38 range, right? This has more range, but at the same time, it doesn't have something like Under Pressure and High Impact Reserves in its kit. But also at the same time, it does have something like Dragon's Vengeance, which is a perk after playing with it that makes it feel really solid, that makes it feel more consistent, and that takes some of the onus away from you from having to worry about things like reloads as much. You get critical health, it reloads. Your teammate dies with what seems to be like a 20-meter radius, maybe even more. You immediately reload. And that's really nice stuff right there. At the same time, it does give you extra range, more charge rate, and handling, which are three things you really like to see on a fusion rifle, especially on something like rapid fire. So I really want to test it out, see what I can max the range shot out to, and just see how far I can bump the range on this thing to make it feel much more consistent overall, because that's what I'm looking for in this thing. Besides that, perks like Kickstart are really going to be nice in this column, but overall, I very much do enjoy this thing. Now, all that being said, that is going to do it for this video today. Just wanted to do a quick little breakdown of this weapon right here, give you my thoughts on the rolls that it can get, and then show you a small amount of gameplay of me having some success with it, and showing you the goods and the bad parts of it, which I think I did several times throughout this. I think it's lacking in range overall, and the damage profile is still pretty good. It has good perks, and overall I just want to get it crafted, and when I do get it crafted, I will do another video on it, so stay tuned if you want to see that, and see exactly what I think of the god roll that is fully crafted. Now, that being said, I really do appreciate you guys watching. If you want to leave me a like or subscribe so you can see more videos coming out in the next few days of all the new stuff that came out with this season, and the first weekend of trials, and I'd very much appreciate that. But that's going to do it for me today, so as always, have a great day, Guardians.